I'm Bob at ILikeToMakeStuff. Today we're going to make an invisible helmet mount. Over the years, I've made several different types of helmets, but unfortunately, I don't have a great way to display these. I don't have a good way to hang them on the wall. So the other day, I went looking around on YouTube to see if I could find a cool solution for mounting helmets on the wall in kind of a discreet way. Well, I found this video of a guy who was making some really simple kind of hidden hangers that would allow you to set the helmet down inside of it. The bad thing about those is that you had to kind of adjust them specifically with some nuts and bolts to make them fit the helmet. So that led me to an idea. I'm going to put a link down below to the video that gave me the idea for this in case you want to check it out. But basically, his idea was an L bracket that's set against the wall and then another L bracket, and these were bolted together. The helmet would fit down in here. I want to take the same idea but make this part of it adjustable. So I want to get rid of that and make a little track and then put a spring in here that attaches to a block. That block will have a finger push so you can squeeze these pieces to open this gap, set a helmet in it, and then when you let go, this piece will push it against the wall. The whole idea is that this is up underneath the helmet, so it'll be kind of hidden. I think it will be adjustable enough for all the helmets that I have, and so we're going to jump in and try to make this work. Now, I'm going to start by making a prototype of this, and so I'm going to make it out of wood and aluminum. These are things that you could make without a big metal shop, but my end goal is to eventually make a steel version of this. It's nice and strong, nice and sleek. Let's jump into the prototype. This is actually kind of interesting because I figured out how to make this entire thing out of steel using the tools that I have, and trying to work backwards with the materials I have to make an aluminum version, I've had to change it a little bit, but it's kind of interesting. So instead of originally, I was going to use this channel and make a spring set down in it. Well, the springs that we have are too big for the channel that we have, which led me to making another channel out of two separate pieces. Now this works really well because we need to have a little slot down here anyway. And so by using these two separate pieces of L, we've got the slot built in. This is going to allow the spring to have a little extra room, but that's okay because it's going to be captured in between a piece of wood that's going to go in here and then one that's going to be right here that will be the slide. The last piece I need to figure out here is how this is going to mount to the wall. I think that's just going to be another piece of metal coming up this way, or maybe even a piece of wood just screwed into this. So let me get these pieces cut down and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's go with this size. Thanks. I bought it at Wayfair. This works, but when you go to pull on it, the spring wants to force it to fall over. So we need to add some sort of a little foot back here that will stop it from being able to tip. Now when we go to weld this up, these screws won't have to be in the way, so the foot can actually sit on the slot, on the track. But in this case, we're going to have to lift it up just a little bit so we can clear those. prototype's complete. Now I did this for a couple of reasons. One, to show that you could make it with really simple metal and wood. You don't have to have any special tools. Wood and aluminum will totally work. This solution is pretty good. Like, I think it would get the thing done, but there are some issues with it. Basically, the pivot point is right here in the center. And so when you pull on the bottom, the whole thing wants to do this. And while it works, it's not great. So I have another idea. Basically, we came over here and sketched out some different ideas and ended up on this one. And what I want to do is really make a clamp. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you wanted to, you could actually just take one of these spring clamps, chop off the bottom, screw this to the wall, and then you could open and close that, put the helmet down in here and clamp it in place. We're going to do basically the same thing, but make it look a little bit nicer and have a little bit more control over where the pinch point is. So right here, we're going to have the bracket against the wall, a foot that comes out, and then a hinge point up here with something that comes in and pinches. We're gonna have a curved surface there so we don't damage the inside of the helmet. We'll put some foam in there, and then we're gonna put a rubber band or elastic or something like that here to try to always close this. And that way we can actually control how tight, how hard it's pulling, so we don't squish the helmet in case it's maybe not solid on the inside. We don't wanna crush it with the clamping pressure. So this is gonna be made out of steel, so let's head over there. Too far. Wait, did I do that right? No, I did it wrong.
Oops.
I'm so strong. So it's gonna be, now I did it too close to the thing.
Some montage.
It's just a montage of me doing the same thing over and over in slightly different ways. So we have that. Once that's tightened down. Oh, I put it on backwards. This is where we're at right now, and it's still very ugly because, again, this is a prototype. I am using what I have on hand, which is flathead screws. Terrible, terrible, terrible. They're also too long, so we're gonna end up replacing all of this hardware with lower profile, better fitting stuff, but I wanted to show you this is the general idea. We need to put some holes here so it can mount to the wall, and then we'll cover that with some foam, and then we'll also cover the inside of this with foam so we don't damage the helmet when these clamp onto it. Now, one of the reasons I did it in this particular geometry is because the helmet itself needs to drop in here and not run up against anything. We don't want to like damage the bottom of it. So the foam needs to run all the way down and across the bottom so that it's kind of sitting on it and it's safe in both of those directions. We've also got the little hook here, so we need to add the rubber band around there, up over this section to clamp it in this direction, and we need a way to pull this back. So I'm gonna cut a ring, probably out of a piece of pipe, and then weld it on right here. And then we'll use that as a hook for the rubber band as well. And then we'll paint it and stick it on the wall. I did a little bit more work on this. I bent a piece of round bar into a kind of ring shape and then welded it on. So now you can grab this to open it, put the helmet in, and let it close. Also got some paint on it just to cover up the whole thing. The next thing we need to do is add some sort of elastic across here so that these two parts always want to pull together. Now, I tried a couple of different ways to do this and found one that's not really pretty, but it works very well. First I tried noodles. First I tried these big wide rubber bands. It just didn't work. It was a little bit too big. Then I tried some surgical tubing. Unfortunately, to tie this into a small enough ring, I just didn't really have enough room. Didn't work very well. The elastic didn't stretch far enough, and so I couldn't really get it as tight as I wanted, and I ended up on simple rubber bands. If you put a whole bunch of these small ones together, they add quite a bit of force. So we're gonna hook these on here and see how they work. This thing was a lot of fun to try to figure out. I think there's a lot of room for improvement still. I found that by adding quite a few rubber bands, you actually do get a lot of clamping pressure, and it does hold the helmet pretty well as long as the back of the helmet is pretty flat. I've got one that has a lot of curve to it, and it starts to lean forward a little bit. Now you could get around that by adding even more elastic to it, or just come up with another mechanism. I think there's still a lot of stuff that you could do to work on having one type of clamp that would work for all different types of helmets, but ultimately it's probably best if you just make a single clamp that fits a single helmet. That way you don't have to worry about it tensioning, you don't have to worry about the geometry, you just make it to fit. And if you've already got a 3D model of your helmet, you can easily make a mount that fits exactly. Regardless, if this gave you an idea of a good way to display your helmets or just to solve a problem that you've been thinking of, I would love to hear about it down in the comments. We've got tons of other types of projects that you may want to check out, and if you're not subscribed, be sure to do that as well. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Bye. See you later.
I'm gonna put a video down below. I'm gonna put a piece like this with a bolt that help. I am out of gas for my wig melder. I am gonna make a prototype of this, and I'm gonna use it.